Hello, hello. It's that time of the week again. You know it. You love it. It's Women's Wednesday. Yuppie. I'm a little tired. It's okay though. Very busy day today in a good way, because as some of you know, I've been on that job grind, and I had 5 job interviews today, and I took a nap and made dinner, and boy howdy am I so tired. But you know what? We've missed 3 Women's Wednesdays in a row. I'm not going a full month without a single Women's Wednesday. Let's go, women. Yippee. Hello, Gil. But that's okay, because you know what? We're here. And the nice thing too is I don't need to hype myself up for much, because this is a chill game. So and again, I'm actually really excited to play this again, because I got to meet a bunch of the studio Elon folk at Offkind, and they were, like I said, they were all very, very kind and very sweet. And I even actually got some Twofold merch. There's a little olive standee on my desk now, and there's a print hung up on my wall now, and I should actually post pictures of that to Blue Sky, actually. Oh no, you are 100% fine, Gil. You know, to take care of yourself first. I appreciate you. Even if you can only sub by for a little bit, I appreciate it. But, yeah. Women's Wednesday. I've been, foaming at the mouth wanting to play Twofold again and trying to muster that energy to hurl myself into it. But we're here. Well, I'm straight, but, I mean, I can only speak for myself. Either way, though, I'm excited to get back into Twofold finally. So, I'm not even going to be around the bush anymore. Let's go. I'm pretty sure this is my last save.
I hope so.
Whoops. Let's see. New year, new club, huh?
New year, new club, huh?
Oh, actually, yeah, how about... Well, no, this is fine.
Yeah, me too.
I meant to sound optimistic, but nothing about Millie's smile seems hopeful.
Hey, come on. Don't disappear into your head. It'll be fine. Millie?
Sorry, I know you're trying to help. I don't want to get my hopes up. Not that I'm trying to be all doom and gloom, but I'm a little tired of trying to make it perfect just in case it'll resonate this time. Whatever will happen, will happen.
Exactly. You know, you strive for perfection, you're going to disappoint yourself every single time. And I think that's kind of one thing that's kind of been holding Millie back up until this point, is she's kind of a little bit of a perfectionist. I can speak. Perfectionist. So hopefully she can just kind of relax a little bit more this year, right?
I'm just going to enjoy it. That'll have to be enough.
Exactly. Live life one day at a time. Millie gives me a reassuring look. No fake smile or measured body language in sight. She takes a sip of coffee and gets back to tying up the room. I can't think of a single thing that could be fun about leading this writing club. On the other hand, there must be something besides pride keeping Millie here. I mull it over a bit, deciding not to press. Whatever it is, I'll find out soon enough.
Thank you, 3, for making it. I know it's been a while, so how about we start with a simple warm-up exercise?
Hey, Tanya's back, and unfortunately Heather's back too. God, you're insufferable, Heather.
Ugh. I barely even like stretching. Can't we do one of those word games?
Let me tell you about Wordle, homie. We've been playing it in one of my servers every single day, and dear Lord, does Wordle make me feel stupid.
Yeah, Millie, I think this club is at its best when you act like a preschool teacher. How about we practice phonetics?
Yeah, I'm just speaking hypothetically here, but I feel maybe if somewhere like, I don't know, like maybe if like a step were to be missed, or there's like a couple like nice little windows over there. I'm just kind of surveying the area because there's a lot of possibilities for accidents. Loodle? What do you mean about Loodle? We're talking about Wordle. Get that out of here.
Do you ever shut your...
Cut it out or leave. We're not doing this today.
Ooh. Millie closes a book she was reading from, giving both Tanya and Heather a firm glare. Tanya sighs and mutters an apology, shifting this into a slightly more attentive posture. Heather scoffs loudly.
Leave? And what? You'll stand here talking to an empty room?
I just want one meeting where we can try to be adults who share a common love for the craft.
Ah, my heart's bleeding. Really?
Kick her out.
I'm not fighting with you, Heather.
We can just move on to that exercise.
Oh, you're still here. Failing another class?
Jesus.
Okay, Heather, you can...
Leave? Again with that? Then what? You'll kick out Tanya for not respecting the art enough?
Jesus. Dude. What happened over winter break, Heather? You're being like more vicious than before. Who hurt you, girl? Damn. We'll talk about that later, Gil. I don't know if that's my thing, but we'll see.
You're acting real high and mighty today. Darren's already bailed. You don't have anyone left to try and impress.
Jesus, Heather, what? You were always mean, but you're like on a whole new level. What happened? She says his name with extra vitriol. Something about Darren not being here since it sparked an additional ire in Heather. She harshly tilts her head to the empty seat in the room. Did she... Was there something going on between her and Darren? That seems unlikely, but I mean... I don't know, we'll see. Still, she stands and takes a pen out of Millie's hand with one motion. With a flourish, she writes her name on the club attendance sheet on the podium. Heather slams the door behind her on her way out, leaving Millie, Tanya, and I in a wake of tense silence. Is Heather one of the roots? No. Thank God. She's kind of a bitch. I apologize for the language, but dude, fuck Heather. The rest of the club went by a little bit smoother, but Tanya was obviously out of it. Millie sprung back surprisingly quickly after Heather's exit, shifting into a couple short writing exercises before doing a group prompt. The three of us took turns developing a story one paragraph at a time. Mostly, Millie wrote her paragraphs, and while I struggled to do a few lines, Tanya basically gave up after one sentence. Right at the end of the session, Darren texted in, several times apologizing for missing the meeting after a nap gone wrong. On her way out, Tanya invited Millie and I out to a bar. Millie declined, so here we are, at my apartment. Home. Mr. Mo.
That's what I said! Can you even believe it?
I miss having a cat. Mr. Mo purrs pleasantly, sprawling out into Millie's lap and pushing his head into her hand with every pet.
That was...
Bad. Yeah.
She shrugs.
Are you doing okay?
She thinks over the question in her head a few times. Then she rests her head against mine, nuzzling slightly. Her hair is soft and fluffy, smelling of coconut shampoo. Can fire in spurts. If she shoots ya, it's gonna... I'm sorry. The brainworms.
Yeah, actually. I am. It's good to be home.
Aw. Her voice melts there as Mr. Mo gives a big yawn and stretches so wide he ends up halfway on her lap and mine. When we left the writing club, she didn't bother writing down a date for the next meeting. The first. Instead, we spoke about other things. What to do for lunch, how we'll need to buy paper towels, even just the weather. I settle in closer to Millie and run my hand over Mr. Mo's back, shedding his white fur all over the couch.
Thanks, by the way,
For what?
for bringing the coffee. And even if the meeting itself wasn't great, I still...
She pauses and shakes her head.
I just mean thank you for always doing your best alongside me, too.
You don't ever always have to thank someone for that. A relationship takes two, right? Like, if one person is invested, then what are you doing? If we weren't dating, I'd probably be able to come up with a better response. To improvise whatever would make a good story, to get a reply to further our arcs. I'm not actually good at any of that. The thought of sharing how happy she makes me, how she gave me the strength, how comfortable this all is sitting together, it melts together into a tangled mess of new emotions that I don't have words for yet.
I love you, Millie.
I love you too, Olive.
$5,000 later. It's been a few days. Wonder how Caprice is doing. A day of classes comes and goes. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things, winter break lingering on my mind, but college is slowly starting to feel normal again. If only that were entirely good news. The sense of normalcy is returning, sure, but that's due in no small part to the writing club continuing to barely hang on by a thread. I'm not sure why I was expecting some sort of miracle and attendance to pick back up, but those hopes are quickly dashed regardless. After what she went through over the holidays, she really needed just one day where the club came together. I knew she wouldn't get it, but I don't know. Millie's still offering to drive me to and from campus, so I'm glad we get to spend that time together at the very least. But I know it isn't the same to her. Just as I'm thinking about how I'm going to kill time until she's out of her last class, the answer taps me on the shoulder.
Hey, you busy?
Hey, buddy. You're approaching all of this time. That's definitely a first. I wanted to ask how he found me, but with how much time I spent pacing back and forth through the halls, searching through my thoughts, I guess it'd be inevitable if he'd been looking long enough.
Not really. What's up?
I just wanted to poke your brain about the club for a bit.
His timing couldn't be any better. Or worse, depending upon where this is going.
Oh?
Yeah. So...
His natural shyness is one thing, but the hesitation here feels different from usual. Enough to put me on edge, at least.
It's not gonna last, huh?
Ooh. I don't even know how to answer that. The easy answer is no, but I can't bring myself to admit it. Not yet.
What makes you say that?
Just, the lack of attendance. That's partially my fault. And also some of the others in general.
You can just say Heather.
You can absolutely just say Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows. He scratches the back of his neck in some mix of resignation and hopelessness.
You want to help salvage it, right? Did you have any ideas?
Aw, so he's like not giving up. He wants to like figure something out too. That's sweet. Like sometimes even like what's the saying? sometimes even like the still waters run deep, right? Like, just because he's not like actively like showing concern and spending as much time with everyone doesn't mean he doesn't care. And I think that's like very sweet. Like, this guy like very much is like, maybe he's not invested as Millie or try and make it work as much as Olive, but he does care about the club on some level. That's not quite the direction I was expecting.
Why do you ask?
I don't know. I mean, you helped drag me in there, and I've enjoyed talking to Millie. I'm not sure if you see it the same way, but I, consider both of you friends.
You sweet little creature. He struggles to get the words out, but the sincerity of it all is enough to get a smile out of me. I wish Millie was around to hear it.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm sure she would too.
With the offer open, I'd be a fool to not at least discuss it. I lean myself against the wall, trying to put my thoughts in order.
I've been thinking about it a lot. You can probably imagine.
Yeah, I bet.
And I've got nothing to show for it.
Oh.
His sigh is immediate. I say I don't know what to do, but there is one small thread I haven't pulled at yet. I'm just afraid to see what happens after the initial tug.
I have someone we could ask, though. Maybe.
Who? It's gotta be someone we know. She's not going to Caprice, is she? Or they? They're not going to Caprice, are they? As expected, the door is unlocked. It's dead silent on the other side, too, so it's definitely not because of an ongoing lesson. I hesitate before committing to turning the handle the rest of the way. I could be making things infinitely worse by trying this. Oh no, they are going to Caprice, aren't they? Like, that's the only person I could think of that might, like, make the situation much worse. Ooh.
Olive?
It's fine. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Determined to not spook Darren any more than I have to, I take a breath and turn the handle. Yep. Oh no. This is going to be so awkward. Have Olive and Caprice even spoken since that Christmas incident? Oh no. The room's almost entirely empty, but it looks like the beginnings of a club meeting are scattered all around the desks. The only occupant is near the back, scrolling through her phone with a frustrated look on her face. Well, that's a good start. At the very least, she stops what she's doing and makes her way over to us. So the fear of just being ignored outright is gone.
Do I even want to ask?
Ooh, not the typical cheeriness, though.
Nothing bad. I promise. Millie doesn't even know we're here.
Oh, wait, I recognize you. From that meeting last semester.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Oh yeah, she, this is definitely awkward for her too. She's not as bubbly and energetic as usual. Her dry delivery almost gets a laugh out of me. It's not the... Olive, stop, Olive. I know you're a mood and a half, but you have to stop emulating my thoughts so much. It's not the chipper Caprice I recognized from our first art class together, but she's not the hostile one I was bracing for either.
Darren Baker.
Caprice Shifton. Nice to meet ya.
We're going to share an awkward handshake. The two shake hands when Caprice returns to her natural standing position. She seems a bit more relaxed. If nothing else, Darren's helped break the ice perfectly.
So what's up?
Well, has Millie talked about the state of the club at all? Like, honestly?
I know it's limping along. Why?
Oh, it's dire. You have no idea, girl.
Well, I was barely doing that anymore.
Maybe a little less tactful than I would put it, but you know.
Uh-huh.
So, I was wondering if you had any ideas on how to help. Since your club is managing fine, I mean.
Caprice closes her eyes and tilts her head to the side a bit, as if trying to shake a thought out.
We're fighting, you know? I'm the last person you should be asking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why you should know how bad it is, seeing as how we're here.
Inhale. A few seconds. An exhale. Her head rights itself and her eyes open. You know, it's nice that, like, regardless of, like, what's going on between her and Millie, it is very nice that Caprice is at least being kinda neutral here, right? Like, any frustrations or anger or sadness she feels that Millie is not being, like, put forward towards anyone else, and that does speak a lot about Caprice's maturity, I feel.
Back when the art club started, it was just Allison, Eileen, and I.
Right.
Ours isn't really officially recognized by the campus, so I'm not sure if it's any different, but I think your numbers are probably fine, even if it's just barely.
I've never seen her so serious before. No mincing words, no drastic shifts in volume, just her.
So why doesn't it feel that way, do you think?
At the end of the day, a club's just a group of people who share an interest and like being around each other. The first thing isn't even as important as the second.
Yeah. Because that's, like, probably a part of it, too, is, like, with Heather just being there, being so negative all the time. And the thing is, Heather doesn't even, like, hide it. Like, when Olive was joining and Darren both joined, like, Heather did not even, like, pretend to, like... Heather was just always been, like, a very negative presence in the club. And I could actually see that very much chasing people away. Ooh.
Millie has enough people to stay afloat, but they hate each other. It can't work like that.
Exactly. No, and honestly, like, it's obvious who has to go. Like, as much as I hate to say it, like, you gotta cut Heather loose. Like, she's made it clear she really doesn't care about the club at all. Tanya definitely doesn't care as much either, of course, but, like, at least Tanya's, like, trying. And she cares about Millie as a friend, you know? Like, it's not just a whole, like... Tanya, and a lot of, like, Tanya's frustrations are directed at Heather. That's where a lot of the hostility is coming. You gotta get rid of Heather.
And if we just made it so it was Millie, Olive, and I, it'd be a one-man show in a semester's time.
Yeah. That's not an option, it's just a delayed death. Everything Caprice has said makes sense, but it really just makes things feel even more hopeless than before.
Olive,
Yeah?
don't repeat what I'm about to say. If you do, I'll know.
Oh, sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me a quick scan. She must find something in my posture to earn her trust as she begins to speak.
Okay, I know how much the club means to her. I can't stand being in the same room as her right now, but I wouldn't ever try to take that away from her. If there's anything I could offer that help, I'd do it. Consider it a standing offer even. But as is right now, I'm sorry. If anything comes to mind, I'll let you know, promise.
You know, that's fair.
I know. Thanks. Your secret's safe with me.
And I think I kind of get where Caprice is coming from that too. Because she's basically like, I want to help. I do. But I think after the whole Christmas incident, I think Caprice is kind of nervous of, like, you know, like trying to do something nice and having it backfire again. And I think Caprice maybe wants to be, kind of be in more of that, like, position to ensure things don't explode again. That's my thinking, at least.
Millie's lucky to have both of you.
Aw. You know, Darren, you're awkward and you don't talk much, but you're a good kid. I like you.
Hey, same thing to you. Not a word.
Yes. Okay.
there's the Caprice I know. Her sudden shift in volume causing Darren to jump. Even when I know to expect it from her, she manages to shock me too.
Good luck, you two. I mean it.
We nod and exchange our goodbyes. Caprice leaving us with a soft smile as we close the door behind us. That was not what that was. The club is doomed. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that to be like the first thing I see after that. The club is doomed. Things will get worse before they get better. But hopefully at the end of all of this, Millie will have Caprice. "10,000 years later." Mr. Mo. I just want to grab, like, reach for my monitor and just squish.
Didn't you already eat?
Don't believe his lies. If he tricks you even once, it'll be months before you get any peace.
Not the face. Mr. Mo stares up at me, his eyes wide as saucers. He stretches out his body long enough to knead at my socks before rolling over on his stomach.
You look so hungry, though.
He ate.
I'm wasting away.
You're doing voices for him?
I just need a little extra wet food to make it through the night.
Olive.
Sorry, buddy. Looks like she's willing to let you starve.
Doctor's orders, Mo.
She jingles a small toy in his direction. A red shrimp filled with catnip and a bell tied around its tail. It hits the ground with a feeble chime. There he goes. Mr. Mo stares at the toy for a solid minute before making a slow, pathetic leap at it. His attempt at swindling a second dinner forgotten.
You can't be such a pushover with him. That's why he's, medically speaking, rotund.
I won't go against his diet plan. Don't worry. I will feel extremely bad about it, though.
Millie gives a resigned sigh.
Me too. But as his parents, we have to be strong.
I'll try.
Mr. Mo completes his hunt successfully, laying on top of his toy and purring loudly in the corner of the room.
As his parents, huh?
I look at the low, fast asleep, his paws completely hidden underneath his blanket of fur. Millie shifts next to me, adjusting her braid and laughing, color reaching her face.
Sorry, was that weird to say? I just meant since we're both taking care of him and living together and dating.
I wouldn't say that's weird. This is a cute way to put it, honestly, in my opinion. You don't want to get all self-conscious about it. It's just a cute little joke. Her face lights up with red, and she flexes her fingers slightly as she mutters under her breath, counting.
We've jumped ahead a lot of steps before we've even, well, anything, haven't we? Sorry, ignore my earlier question. It's definitely weird.
It's fine. I don't mind. At all. I was just thinking it's cute.
Exactly. Like, it's not like you're actually, like, raising a child. Like, you don't even have to be dating. You can both be, like, the fur baby's parents. I've been in that position. It's just how it works.
Cute.
What do you mean before we're even anything, though? We have been dating for a few months.
And they were both idiots.
That doesn't count. I mean, like, well, we've been living together before we've even been on a date. A proper one.
A proper date. In all of our escape plans, Millie had mentioned a lot of dates I was taking her on. To the zoo, to the movies, to a book signing event, even to more obscure places like an espresso tasting tour. It seems silly in retrospect that having a traditional romance is part of our whole act, yet neither of us really seem to care about it. At least from what Millie's told me, it's just something that she thinks makes a good story. Still, may as well do things the right way. Little steps at a time.
Let's have a date tonight.
Spontaneity, I like it. Millie blinks, surprised by my sudden introduction of plans for the evening. Butterflies slip in my stomach. The ability to say romantic things came easily when it was pretend and has remained natural now that it's real, but the sudden overwhelming shyness is impossible to power through. I instinctively adjust my glasses just a little too long to hide my face.
Oh, not that I don't want to, of course, but we don't have to do this tonight just because I brought it up.
No, like sometimes spontaneity is all you need. Just do it.
It's not just that. I want to have a date with you. I just realized I should have suggested it earlier.
A smile finds its way to Millie's face. She leans back against a nearby counter, tilting her head to the side as she thinks.
Where should we go then?
I glance at the clock on the wall, its hour hand creeping closer to 4. Oh yeah, it's the afternoon, you got time.
Probably be hard to get any last-minute reservations now, huh?
Not that we could afford anywhere fancy anyway.
Fake dating was really the best in that regard. Your dad must have thought I'm loaded with all the nights out we had.
Maybe we could do something here?
Here? In the apartment? Are you sure you don't want to go out anywhere or anything?
No, you can make a home date work. You don't want us to make like a big thing and a big night out.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'd love to. I just figured you'd be more into, you know, bigger things.
Fake girlfriend Millie's tastes are a lot more expensive than mine. It's way harder to argue with someone who has plans to go out than it is to ask them to put off a cozy movie night.
Guess I was a little bit off. But still, a cozy date night sounds like a dream.
Then, at least let me prepare dinner for us. It's finally our first date. What the readers have been waiting for. I have to set the tone for the rest of the story and all that.
Olive, I know you're joking, but you're making me so aware right now, and I don't... That is just like such... God damn it, if this weren't like about like a writing club and like writing focused characters, I would think they were breaking the fourth wall right now. I know they're joking because it's Millie, but that is like such a like cheeky almost fourth wall break, I swear to God.
Oh, you're such a romantic.
Millie fixes a stray piece of hair, and the same movement looking herself over. Her brows knit together before she quickly bounces back to the present, giving me a heart-skipping smile.
Well, I think I'll take the opportunity to go get us some refreshments. See you in an hour or two?
Sounds perfect.
Millie begins gathering things, flitting from one shelf to the next as she grabs small trinkets she's left around the apartment. From her phone to her wallet to her keys, she bounces to and from, putting them into her pockets. In the meanwhile, I start rummaging through our fridge, trying to put together a meal in my head as we go. There she goes. I hear Millie give Mr. Mo pets and tell him not to beg me for any scraps while I'm cooking. After that, she leaves. The absence of the sound of the door locking remind me once more that I need to get her a key. Pulling out a selection of ingredients from the fridge, I get to work. The aroma of garlic, onion, and bell pepper wafts through the kitchen as the vegetables complete cooking in the splash of seasoned olive oil. The shrimp cooked on the side just in case, so we made a mixture of lemon juice and salt. Their color already a beautiful pink. Oh, I love shrimp. Oh, I want shrimp. Oh, well, I do have shrimp in my freezer. Maybe for dinner tomorrow. I dumped the fettuccine. Oh, you are making a feast, my friend. Oh, that sounds so good, actually. Man, I just ate before I started stream, but I'm getting a little hungry again. I dumped the fettuccine into the colander, set it in the sink, ducking my head away from the steam as it billows up. Mr. Mo yells in protest at my feet. The scent of seafood reminding him of how he's only eaten 3 bowls of food so far. The food sizzles with renewed vigor as I put the leftover water and noodles into the vegetables, stirring together as I move the pan across the flame. I season the food all together once more, adding a bit more lemon juice as a final touch before covering the pan with the lid and turning the heat down low. Gotta let that stuff simmer.
Whew.
As confident as I am in this sort of cooking, the only other person I've tried really cooking for, not just as a job, has been my mom. Even then, it's usually the same few recipes I already know she enjoys. For Millie, this is kind of a leap. A mindful one, I hope, but a leap nonetheless. As much as she's commented on wanting more seafood and how much she loves pasta, it's entirely possible she's not a fan of shrimp or bell peppers or even lemon. I don't know if anyone can, really call themselves a lemon fan, to be fair. Still, my gut says I she'll like it. In a move completely unlike me, I've decided to trust it. I wiped the sweat off my forehead. The step was pretty quick, taking me less time than I expected. Checking my phone, there's no word yet from Millie either.
I wonder if I still have those candles Mom left.
What are you gonna do with pasta and candles? I'm sure I have something to decorate with. Despite for lighting. I don't know why my mind jumped to birthday candles. I'm just imagining I'll just sticking these candles into a bowl of pasta as a birthday cake, and no, they're thinking that mood lighting. God, where is my head at tonight? I'm sure I have something to decorate with. Despite my mom's best attempts to get me to brighten up the place, I've been storing all the trappings into the hall closet and promising to get to it later. Better now than never, I suppose. I like little lights hung up.
I did my best, Mr. Mo. What do you think?
Olive, I don't think he's thinking. Look at that face. Do you think there's a single thought in that head?
Thanks.
The placemats at the table are definitely spring-themed. Pastel flowers and sun rays adorning the entire design. The candles are some cheap tea lights my mom left me for the holidays last year, and the only plants I have look lifted out of the early 80s. The fairy lights around the room at least provide a nice ambience, sparse as they are. I don't have time to change my mind about it. Millie's familiar rhythmic knock sounds from the door before she enters. It's unlike steak the norm for now.
I'm home.
Hey girl.
Welcome back.
I turn around and, to my surprise, a bespectacled Millie closes the door behind her. She self-consciously adjusts her glasses when she meets my gaze, quickly breaking eye contact and darting her gaze towards the floor. Are the glasses her way of, trying to be a little bit more formal?
Those contacts have been giving me a headache for ages. Figured now's as good a time as any to make a change, even if I look dorky.
That's fine.
Dorky, huh?
With an exaggerated frown, I remove my glasses and turn them over in my hand as if contemplating their destruction. Millie smiles. Maybe. It's hard to see. And swipes them from out of my hands before placing them back in my face.
They look a lot better on you.
I see. What a shame. Guess I'm just a dork by nature.
You know that's not what I mean.
At least I have Mr. Mo. He would never criticize me.
I assure you his meows at mealtime are not very kind.
She turns to the table and places a brown paper bag on top, unfolding in one smooth movement. A smoothment, if you would. It reveals 2 slices of cake, each with a glazed strawberry and vanilla buttercream.
Ta-da! I brought dessert! They're from a bakery by my dad's shop. I couldn't let you have all the fun putting our date together.
As she says that, she does look around the room, her eyes basically shining. As unimpressive as I thought it was, it exhales a content sigh.
You really went all out, huh?
I wish I could do more. Can I take your jacket?
Actually, could you turn around?
Huh?
Just for a minute. This is all so nice and thoughtful. At least let me have this.
Okay. My heart leaps out of my chest. How am I supposed to react to that? I forget how to speak. Instead, I manage a stiff nod and turn around, closing my eyes for good measure. I hear the sounds of her jacket buttons unclipping and realize as she moves over to the coat hanger that she must be wearing heels. After a few more minutes and shuffling, she clears her throat. Oh, she dressed up, didn't she?
Okay, ready.
Oh, she absolutely did. Millie smiles before me, her eyes lighting up with the reflections of the candles on the table next to us and the string of twinkle lights above us. Her braid is twisted slightly, resting just behind her shoulder in a loose bundle and framing her face with a few loose strands.
I'm really excited for our date tonight. Thank you for setting it up for us.
You're gorgeous.
Olive, thank you. I stopped home to... Well, I just wanted to...
Aw. She blushes. Blushes? I can speak. She blushes, shaking her head and slightly squeezing my hands.
Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not specifically the dress or her hair or even her glasses. As Millie is before me, it's the air of confidence and comfort that I've never seen that is making her so beautiful. There's a comfort and relaxation to it all despite all the occasion. I think and hope Millie feels it too. As romantic as the night is, something about being able to share an evening together so intentionally and together is more important than any other reason. I pull out the chair for her and sit across from her at the table. Without further ado, I serve our plates and we have our first dinner date. Has it been like weeks since Christmas? Why is the tree still up? Why is the tree... Take that down. Take that down immediately. I mean, it's pretty, but take it down.
I'm so full. That was amazing. Thank you for cooking.
It was my pleasure. I definitely overate too.
We share a small groan and laugh. The outside air is refreshing. Cold, but not insufferable. After eating our way in pasta, Millie suggested we walk it off. The night is filled with lights from leftover holiday decorations and street lamps, and yet it's like we're the only 2 people in the world.
So, how's everything?
Is that an attempt at small talk?
Only if you want it to be.
Uh-huh.
She giggles, walking a bit closer to me. I extend a hand to her, which she takes, swing between us with each step.
Well, I don't know if I have a single word for it. It's like at Christmas when I saw the painting. Everything that was held together like a house of cards just sort of collapsed. Everything that's happened after, you finding me, us moving in together and now our date, it feels like it's building back up.
She pauses, long enough to be unsure that she's going to continue. In the distance, the plaza lights are coming into view, filling the horizon with a warm glow.
Can I ask what you mean exactly? Oh, what's being built back up, I mean.
Stability, I guess.
She looks up towards the sky. I follow her gaze, trying to see whatever she sees. The stars aren't really visible. They never are, not here. Only a few bright ones manage to peek through the pollution of light and clouds, and the rest are airplanes or radio towers flying by. I feel airplanes and radio towers should maybe be swapped around, because the implication of flying radio towers is a little concerning. But you know, we haven't, it's not like Heart of the Woods where I was noticing a minor spelling error every other hour, so minor nitpick.
Ever since my mom passed, I've always felt unbalanced. Like I was this close to falling one way or another. She was my rock. Every morning we had breakfast together, every night we read together, and then one day she was gone. I didn't know what to do or who I was, except that I wanted to be a writer someday, so I focused on my education. I poured all of my heart into my schoolwork, even though, honestly, I'm just not very good at it. It's only through hours and hours of hard work and tears that I am where I am now. It's why I was drawn to you.
My pathetic performance in school was a positive.
Oh, I see. No, I'm not gonna say that. That would maybe be a little mean to say out loud. I'm gonna bite that retort back.
No, not exactly. I know what it's like to feel like everything is crashing down, and so much of this doesn't come naturally. It's a lot. But I always had caprice. Honestly, if you'd chosen the art club, you might have been in better hands.
I never imagined you would struggle with that kind of thing.
It comes in waves. It was really hard in middle school, but I managed to find a way to power through. Even when I didn't want her to, caprice had been pushing me forward, helping me study and still find the time and energy to pursue writing.
Man, like, hearing this now, it kind of makes me feel that, like, Millie... Because she's not, like, talking about caprice in, like, a negative light either. Because I feel like Millie is kind of in the same boat as Caprice, where she kind of wants to, like, figure things out. But I feel like neither of them really knows the first move to make in this situation. Especially given everyone who is present, because it's like, that whole thing happened in front of their parents, too. Like... Yeah, it's not going to be an easy situation to recover, to bounce back from, but I feel like they will.
But then, the engagement happened.
Exactly. I felt like I had made a terrible mistake because I realized just how much I had relied on her. I love her, I do. She's my sister, whether her parents got married or not. I wish she understood that, but she either can't or won't. But Olive, with you, I feel like we're in this together. I helped you get through writing, sure, but that's all it was. All of your accomplishments are still your own. I felt like I owed every single one of my own dreams and successes to someone else. Do you get what I mean?
Honestly, yeah, like I'm having... It's interesting that she's like saying this out loud too, because Olive has mentioned this like multiple times where they feel like they wouldn't be where they are without Millie right now. Like they like, I guess it must be kind of like, I kind of imagine that when you like have these like thoughts about this person being like, hey, like this person's like done so much for me, and they've like done so much to support me, and I won't be here without them. And then to have them like hear them like just echo those same words right back to you, like those same thoughts. It's just like, yeah, I couldn't imagine how that would have to feel.
I think so. In a way, at least. I don't think... No. I know I couldn't have passed this semester without you there. But I don't think that was a bad thing. You were there when I needed you. I felt relieved when you asked me to help you get some space once in a while. It was like I could finally return the favor in some way.
The plaza is quiet. A dusting of snow is falling, melting as soon as it reaches the ground. I try to read her expression. Her eyes are warm, but that lingering sadness I've come to know has returned. I want to backpedal to tell her that she'll never need to worry about owing someone else anything, but it's not true. I owe so much of where I am to her, to my professors, to my mom.
We're supposed to help each other. That's all I mean. Your confidence and energy, finding yourself, that makes me so happy. I just still want you to be able to turn to me because I love you.
Not easy to have as a partner, you know. I need time to work things out, to think them through. I don't always know what I want.
Do any of us, though?
I'll wait for you. I hope you believe me when I say I love you for who you are. I love you enough to trust you'll tell me when you're ready.
My heart skips my chest at the thought. It's easy to say, but I understand what she's coming from. It's scary to allow yourself to be loved, especially when it requires effort and inconvenience. But through Millie, I've come to understand that having someone you love burden you is a gift. I want her to rely on me. I want to rely on her too.
Is dating me what you want right now?
I try to ask this delicately, to make sure. We came together at a tumultuous time, and I want to know more than anything that's okay if she feels otherwise.
It is.
She responds softly, but the dedication in her words leaves no room for doubt.
I love you, Olive. I want to think about everything we've spoken about. But I at least want you to know I'm very happy spending our time together like this. I'm happy with you.
I'm happy with you too.
Can I,
She stops herself, glancing away. The giant holiday tree behind us illuminates her with a golden light.
Can I kiss you?
Her unfinished question finds its way to me. She turns me in surprise and nods, color reaching her face.
please do.
Wait, hold on. I think this is like one of the little postcard things I got from the Studio Alarm booth. It is! It's the same art! Aw. I love that art. It's cute. I feel her lace our hands together. The hands we've been holding for each other all this time. I cup her face with my free hand and she leans in, our foggy breath mixing in the space between us. A proper kiss. The idea rings in my head. My lips reach hers in a movement I've been thinking about ever since our encounter in the library. With our connection, she squeezes my hand in hers. Our first date comes to an end. Even if we don't have all the answers or know exactly what tomorrow will bring, I know we love each other. That's more than enough. I was gonna say, like, that seemed very final, and I was about to be so mad, because we still gotta patch things up with Caprice. We can't be over yet. Snow covers the ground, but the weather feels pleasant, relatively speaking. At the very least, it's warm enough to warrant an early morning drive, so I wasn't too surprised when Millie originally pitched the idea. My concerns rose slightly when she grabbed her mom's journal on the way out the door, and then again when it became obvious where we were going. Junebug comes to a stop off the side of the road, puttering as her engine comes to a rest.
We're here.
Oh, we're going to the... Oh, I thought we were going to visit her mother's grave, but okay. We hold hands as we slowly make our way across the bridge, both as an act of intimacy as well as a means to share our warmth. In Millie's other hand is her journal, clutched tightly. Around the halfway point or so, she releases my hand and turns out to the horizon, leaning against the railing after gently brushing some snow off into the dancing lights on the wire below. She does the same for a portion of railing beside her, and I take it as a silent invitation to join her. She turns to me and smiles as I take my place beside her, but quickly turns her attention back to her book, tracing the star on the cover with her finger.
Sorry for dragging you out here. I've been thinking.
She takes a small breath to give herself the energy to finish her thought.
Well, there's an entry in Mom's journal I'd really like to share with you, and I wanted a clear head to do it.
She turns once more to me, asking for consent to continue with her eyes.
Are you sure?
More sure than I've been about a lot of things recently.
She continues to stare at me, and it's only after a few moments I realize she's waiting for a confirmation. I oblige with a small nod, and not long after, she pushes herself up from the railing before opening her journal to the page she had bookmarked.
Page 61. When it's time to let go. I've left a lot of hopes and wishes for you in these pages, but this one is extra important. Sometimes in your life, and sometime soon, you'll realize that things that once made you happy simply don't anymore. When moments like this happen, I want you to know it's okay to let go. In fact, you should. The longer you hold on to a long-faded feeling of joy, the more you'll start to tie it to the bad feelings it's giving you. So, let it go. Let it stay a happy memory, locked in time. Revisit it whenever you want. Just remember that building new experiences on top isn't the same as burying it, okay?
A content sigh leaves her lips as she finishes the final sentence. Her eyes never once leave the page, though.
I wrote a response to her, here at the bottom.
What'd you write?
I could never move on from you.
Oh. Did she ever write back?
Olive, homie, time and place. She shakes her head, though the movement is so subtle it barely registers as such.
I wrote it after she left us.
Oh, that's what... Man, now I feel... I forgot that's what they did, was like she would write in the book and then her mom would write a response and she would write another response in the book and... Now I feel like a jerk. Oh, Millie. Every part of me feels compelled to do something. Grab her hand, pull her close. Anything to narrow the distance between us in this moment. Instead, nothing. I stayed locked in place and she, hers.
I've read every page of this front to back hundreds of times. I could recite every word of hers by heart. These past few days, though, I I find myself revisiting this entry, time and time again. I've read every word, but registered almost none of it, really.
She finally turns her gaze back to me, smiling sweetly. Where I expect to find sadness, I find none. Her face instead reflecting a kind of peace I don't think I've ever seen her show. I want to respond, but find myself just as paralyzed as I was before. Not entirely sure where she had intended to take this. The silence doesn't seem to faze her, gently closing her journal before digging into her coat pocket for her phone. She pulls it out and immediately starts tapping away with her one free hand. Not long after, my phone starts buzzing in several small bursts. It looks at me expectantly, and I hesitantly check on my phone as well. A feeling of unease overtaking me as I wonder what I'm going to be met with. Hello everyone, I'm sorry for the lack of communication lately. I've got an announcement to make regarding the writing club. Our next meeting is scheduled for this coming Thursday, and it'll be our last. Thanks for your understanding. I hope I see everyone there to send the club off. My heart, usually stuck in my throat, drops deep down in my stomach. The club, in my time knowing it at least, had always been in a dire situation, but I want to believe we could make it work. She deserved that at least.
Millie, you don't have to.
It's okay, Olive. Really.
She joins me back on the railing, completely unfazed by the bombshell she herself just dropped.
The time between the last meeting and now has been the happiest I've felt in a while. And I've been thinking a lot about if it was worth trying to keep it going. I've decided I think I'm ready to let go. Of this, at least. It's time.
I grip at the railing, even as my fingers protest against the freezing steel.
I really wanted it to work.
And then she takes a small step towards me, close enough to have our shoulders touch.
I know. Thank you for believing till the very end. It means more than you know.
She nudges my shoulder, prompting me to meet her eyes.
I know this is the right thing to do, and I feel good about the decision right now. But I know the day of is going to be tough. I hope I can count on you then as much as I have been lately.
For the first time all day, I know exactly what to say.
And every day after.
She breathes a quiet laugh, nods her head, and leans in for a kiss in response. Seven centuries later.
Just a little longer. Sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry.
The last day of the writing club is upon us. Tanya popped in for a moment to apologize to Millie, but she didn't stick around. Even Darren didn't show. It's disappointing, but I think Millie and I understand he has his reasons. And so we sit on our desks, the last remnants of the club, staring at nothing in particular on the other side of the window. I love how there's not even a mention of Heather. I love how they're just like, yeah, fuck Heather, man. It's quiet. Quieter than the usual meeting. Millie said little since we arrived to pack things away, but her face says more than any words could. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. Even if everything else falls down around you, I want you to have this. More than anything.
I tried, you know. At the end of the semester that it was passed off to me, almost every waking moment during the break was spent preparing.
I know.
Then, the day after classes resumed, I returned to a club a quarter of its size. After a week, it was an eighth. After a month, it was just Heather and I. Tanya only signed on after I started panicking.
Yikes! I couldn't imagine being stuck in a room. That would have to be awful too. Cause forget being stuck in a room with Heather. That would be like assuming Heather even showed up. Ugh.
Yeah.
I did everything right. It never even occurred to me that it was just a giant hangout for a bunch of pre-existing friends. That the actual love of the craft wasn't a factor in the slightest.
These one-word responses are awful, and I know it, so why is it so hard to say anything else? I reach over to grab her hand. Our arms hang over a gap between two desks, her fingers grasping mine in an unbreakable grip. We sit like this for a while. Whether it's minutes or hours, I'd struggle to say. The only break in silence is the occasional sniffle which she valiantly tries to hide, as futile of an exercise as that may be. Eventually, there are 3 gentle knocks on the door. I turn my head in instinct, but Millie's head doesn't move so much as an inch. Eyes trained firmly outside.
It's open!
With the confirmation received... Hey, buddy! With the confirmation received, the handle turns and the old door slowly creaks open.
Thank goodness. I was worried to death I'd miss you.
That's fine enough to pull Millie's attention away from the window and back to the inside of the room.
No farewell party, I'm afraid. It's nice to see you, though.
Well, actually, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Here.
He makes his way inside, offering Millie a thick stack of papers. Holes punched through the sides, bound together by twine.
The entire first draft, as promised.
Aww. You're a good kid, Darren. I said this early before. I like you. Like, sure, you're awkward and maybe a little not the most talkative, but you know, I feel that and I respect that. And you're a sweet guy. Millie loosens her grip from my hand, using her newfound freedom to flip through the pages.
Darren, this has to be at least an extra 100 pages more than what you showed me last time.
Sorry if it comes off as rushed. I had a sudden deadline I needed to hit.
Oh, that's why he didn't say anything. He was trying to get done.
I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, I'd like to give it the time it deserves and read it at a proper pace.
Oh, yeah, take your time.
She finishes her skim, closing the makeshift book in her hands as she looks back up to him.
Is there anywhere I can reach you to leave my feedback once I get through it?
Yeah, actually. There's another paper underneath the stack.
Millie tilts her head, looking puzzled as she slides a stray piece of paper up to the top. It doesn't take long for Millie to recognize it, eyes widening after only a couple moments.
Darren, what?
I'm not going to ask you to change your mind. I definitely think you've earned a break from all of this. At the same time, I was thinking, you know, it sucks. You having to be the one to shutter the club after it had been going on for years.
My curiosity gets the better of me. I lean over to Millie to get a glimpse of the paper that's causing so much fuss. A transfer of leadership request. It looks official too, with fine print and the school's logo. He wants to take over the writing club. What on earth is this guy thinking?
So, you want to close it yourself, or...?
I'd actually like to keep it going, if I can.
Darren, that means starting from scratch. You'll have to advertise, sign up for the club fair, have to actually manage a group of people if it gets off the ground.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of work.
I know. Leave it there before I start second-guessing this, please.
want to laugh, but instead I'm speechless. This is far outside of Darren's comfort zone. He may as well be in another galaxy entirely.
Can I ask why you came to this decision? Or even how?
Well, I was talking to a friend about this.
Right.
Who would this so-called friend be?
And they said that a club is nothing more than a group of people who share a common interest and like being around each other.
I can only hope my smile isn't too obvious.
I'm not sure I'm the right one for this necessarily, but if the club is down to just me after you two move on, that sounds like as good a time as any to start again with that philosophy in mind. Starting over can be easier than trying to salvage what you have sometimes, I think.
Yeah, sometimes just a fresh start. A deep breath, followed by a smile. A rarity for Millie these days.
Sounds like your friend knows her stuff.
Oh, if only you knew.
Only time will tell, but no harm in trying to put her advice to practice, given the circumstances. Wait, their advice.
Of course.
I'm just gonna... Wonderful.
You're free to come back whenever, obviously. And it's your decision in the end. I filled everything else out already, but I need your signature.
Mia looks down the form again before giving a scan of the room. Her head so slowly, trying to commit every last detail of her club room to memory.
I'll need a pen.
It's my turn to chip in. I reach down and pull up my backpack from the floor, rummaging through it until I manage to pull out a pen for her. She takes it as soon as I offer it up, signing her name with a dramatic swoosh. She takes one more look at the document, freshly signed. Reaching out her own bag, she puts Darren's writing away and pulls out a keyring to replace it.
You'll need these too then.
Her voice finally begins to shake. Against all odds, the club lives to see another day. It'll just be him for now, but it's hard for me not to root for him. He takes the keys and document without a word. His faint smile grows ever so slightly as he goes over the sheet one more time, ensuring all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
That club's got a long history, or so I'm told. You've got some big shoes to fill.
I know. All I can do is try my best.
It couldn't be in better hands. Oh, I'll find a true friend in Darren. That's cute. Oh, I wonder if this is because I did that stuff earlier where... Like, I kind of like... Because I remember, like, there were some options where I was like, hey, I haven't gotten to hang out with Darren as much, and I kind of, like, shows that I'll have talked to him. I wonder if that's what influenced this. Like, I wonder if this still would have happened if I hadn't made those decisions. Oh, I wonder. Continuing his check, he's left completely unaware as Millie pulls him into a hug, the tears starting in earnest.
Thank you. Good luck.
Man, Darren, you're a good dude. Days like this have started to feel normal, almost mundane. With club meetings no longer taking up our evenings, Millie sits on the couch and chips away at a novel she picked up from the library while I prepare her dinner after a typical day of classes.
Tortilla soup for dinner tonight. How much chili powder am I adding?
None whatsoever, thanks.
Oh, you gotta have a little spice. Come on now. It's hard not to laugh at her flat dismissal from across the room, not even missing a beat. I sprinkle in the bare minimum I can to prevent it from tasting entirely flat. I can only hope she'll forgive me later. See, Olive gets it. As I stir away, the quiet both of us have been enjoying is interrupted by my phone ringing on the counter. I scoop it up with my free hand, eyeing the sender's name with the same amount of surprise.
It's Haley.
Hey girl, we haven't talked to you in a bit. That's enough to get Millie's attention in earnest, closing her book and making her way to my side, intent on listening in. When she's situated to her liking, I press the button and let the call through.
Haley, been a minute. What's up?
Hey, sorry if this is sudden. I've been trying not to pry.
Her pace is noticeably faster than her typical lethargic delivery.
I haven't seen much of Millie since the holidays, and neither of them have talked to me about it. I know it's not technically my business, but I can't stand being in the dark about this any longer.
You're worried about your friend. I think that's reasonable. I glance at my girlfriend. The gill in her face makes it obvious enough that she caught that.
She's fine if that's what you wanted to know. It's not really my place to talk about their home life if they haven't, though.
I understand.
She's given up on trying to keep her tone subtle, the mounting frustration becoming all too obvious.
Have you tried talking to Millie about this at all?
I can make out an unamused snort on the other end.
As if she's actually spoken to me in forever.
There's a silence over the phone that's impossible for me to fully read.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking about her like that. Least of all to you. Forget I even called.
It's okay.
The beep of the call ending interrupts me before I get the chance to finish. I bring the phone down from my ear and briefly inspect the screen to make sure I didn't accidentally hang up on her somehow. Nope, just her. A small, unexpected laugh from Millie pulls my eyes upward again. She shakes her head and waves. The smile on her face doesn't reach her eyes, but it isn't entirely sad either. A silent display of acceptance and remorse all at once.
I was just realizing how right she was. I've been giving both of them the cold shoulder for too long.
She takes a step closer and stirs the soup I had been preparing for us, making me just realize I'd been leaving it untended during the call.
Are you okay with taking a drive tonight?
Oh, is it finally time to make up? Oh, yep, that's their apartment. Millie shuffles into her former apartment with me following as close as I can, shutting the door behind us as we make our way inside from the cold. Haley's loitering around the living area, not doing anything particular outside of waiting for us to arrive, it seems. Millie called her back not long after our earlier conversation, finally ready to talk things out. As part of Millie's impromptu peace talks, I have a couple Tupperware containers worth of soup for Haley and Caprice. Haley's portion has her name written on the side. I had a little extra kick to it, based on what I know of her preferences. Haley gives me a curious look as I carefully sit them down on the counter.
Thought you might appreciate an actual dinner. No chance they're already frozen over, but a couple minutes in the microwave won't hurt.
Thanks.
It's the least we can do after all the stress I've been causing you lately.
Millie takes a deep breath before continuing.
Is Caprice going to be okay with leaving her room? I'd like to talk to both of you, if possible.
Millie waits for a response, but only silence follows. After staying in the awkward silence for a second too long, Millie leans to look past her friend down into the hall.
Well, I'll go ask her directly then.
Millie speaks in a hushed tone, not wanting the subject of her discussion to be bothered. It's loud enough for Haley to hear, though, and her eyes immediately snap back to Millie.
Caprice isn't here.
Huh?
Millie's eyes couldn't widen any more than they widen now. The various little things she wanted to discuss leave her mind, replaced only by a single question.
What do you mean she's not here?
I mean she's not here. I don't know what part of that is open to interpretation.
I mean, yeah, she's not gonna be at home 24/7. Millie's inner peace that she spent the last couple weeks nursing and restoring shatters in an instant. Eyes dying back and forth while she tries to formulate her words.
I mean, where is she? Do you know? Why didn't you say anything?
Haley's eyes narrow and her features tug downwards. Nature Millie's had an instinct to both try and calm her down as well as just remind her I'm still there.
Her mom's place. I thought the total lack of communication is why you came here. When have you given me a chance to tell you anything?
Oof. Yeah, you know, Haley, honestly, you are kind of rightfully frustrated because Millie has had, like, a lot of time to reach out to you at least. Like, even if she's fine with Caprice, like, she should have said something to Haley.
Charlie's good.
The back half of Haley's statement didn't even make it to Millie's train of thought, likely for the best.
Sorry to drag you around town, Olive, but we're going to pay her a visit. Haley, would you come with? We'll talk more late.
Wait. Slow down a sec. Take a breath. Trying to corner her without warning won't do anyone any good right now.
Exactly. We don't even know if, like, Caprice is ready to talk to Millie yet. It should definitely be, like, kind of like a mutual thing. You shouldn't just, like, spring your presence upon her. You should, like, make sure, even if it's going to be awkward and uncomfortable, you should at least make sure you can kind of, like, you kind of can, like, prepare to be in the same space, you know? You can't, especially, like, if she's at her mother's, because that'll just be even more awkward. We don't even know her mother's stance on all this. Like, that could complicate the situation even further. She practically jumps out of her skin as I interrupt her stream of thoughts. She pauses and forces herself to inhale, trying her best to collect herself again. After an exhale, and instead of addressing either of us, she instead reaches into her coat for her phone. She dials someone up and puts on speaker as it rings, pacing back and forth as Haley and I watch on.
Millie?
Wallace, hi. I wanted to ask about Caprice, if you don't mind.
I've actually been meaning to ask you about her myself. Now's as good a time as any to trade notes.
Ask me about what?
Oh, well, just wondering how things have been. None of us have seen her for a while.
That's very concerning, actually.
How long is a while?
We had a meeting right before the semester started up again, but she got up and left abruptly. That's the last we've heard from her.
That's out of character.
Before the semester started? So, a matter of weeks?
That must have happened just after Olive and Darren. Yeah, because Olive and Darren went to, like, meet her, like, right. Did that trigger something?
Yeah, hasn't called any meetings. Hell, hasn't even responded when we got together and invited her ourselves. Eileen, of all people, is getting worried at this point.
Millie's pacing stops, her back turned to us.
I see.
You know if she's okay? Figure you'd know better than any of us.
I really wish that were true. She's safe, at least. I'll let you know once I hear anything past that.
Okay. Make sure you look after yourself, too. Later, Mills.
With a blimp, Wallace is gone. Millie stands in place long after he hangs up, not even finding the willpower to turn around.
Has she been gone all this time?
Yeah, that more or less matches up with when she left.
Millie finally turns around, dragging her feet back over to us, before eventually burying her face in her hands and speaking through them.
I'm so sorry. I never meant to leave you alone all this time.
Oh, yeah. I feel that might even be why Haley reached out, because with Caprice gone and not knowing where Millie was. Ooh. I'm a little mad at Millie for that, though. I'm gonna be frank, because Millie, you could have at least like told Haley where you were. Like I feel she deserved that much at least. Like the fact you even tried to communicate, like, hey, I'm staying with my partner. It's like you could have said something.
I didn't realize. I didn't even give you a chance to tell me what with my behavior. I didn't even text. I'm so sorry.
Hey, come on. This isn't about me.
Amelia looks up from her hands, the stress on her face plain.
It's about you as much as anyone else. Both of us have put so much on you, and I was just off living blissful ignorance while you two were suffering alone. I can't say enough, Haley. God, Caprice.
Haley sighs. Something about how simple it is seems to register in Millie's head as a way to say, okay, slow down. Most things about Haley do, really.
You're here now, right?
Aww. She steps forward and embraces her friend as Millie's tears start in earnest. I gently take a step closer, rubbing her back alongside Haley's hug.
You needed some time to get to this point.
Yeah.
The three of us stay there until Millie's cries turn to sniffles, then eventually back to a calm silence.
I'll do my best to fix things the right way.
That's all I ever wanted from you two.
Haley smiles, totally unrestrained, no longer trying to hide her emotions as it grows ever wider across her face.
Remember that Caprice deserves a hug like this too.
I will. Of course I will.
A couple days later. Oh, we're back at Mike's. Millie and I sit together on the couch. Millie lost in a book while I try my best to enjoy the quiet atmosphere with her. At this point, it's nothing out of the ordinary from how we've been spending our evenings. Wait. Mike, why haven't you taken down your Christmas tree? Like, okay, the town decorations I can give a pass because those are like an elaborate setup and they probably have to get workers out there. But this is your personal house and it's just a tiny little tree. You can't put that into storage. It's no longer Christmas, buddy. Like, look at that. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Except this isn't our couch. And her book isn't the usual mystery novel. She's buried herself in its pages, her face hidden by the cover. The now all too familiar shooting star. Man, can you imagine just being a sick animal that leaves your Christmas tree up non-stop, 24/7, 365 days a year? Sickening. Also, this is probably a serious moment. I should probably stop being a little Goomba. I'm not sure if it's to frantically search for an answer to some unspoken question or merely to distract herself from our situation. Probably some mix of the two. Almost as soon as we got back home from visiting Haley, Millie started making calls. First to her dad, and then, after Caprice refused to pick up, to Charlie. A simple request. To try again. To speak honestly and openly, leaving nothing on the table. Not really a complex plan, but it was enough to win the two over. Not that I doubt they'd have accepted anyway. The only uncertainty left is Caprice, but Charlie assured Millie she'd do her best to bring her along. The Clark house is exactly how I remembered leaving it, stressful silence included. The tree's still up. I guess Mike hasn't had the time, motivation, to tear it down yet. Mike's off in the kitchen working on something or other, faint chopping sounds being the only other noise in the large house. 3 knocks on the door breaks us all from our respective trances. I look behind me to watch as Mike makes his way to the front of the house, and then turn back once Millie's hand finds mine, giving a tight squeeze. She does make eye contact, still hiding most of her face behind her now closed journal. Mike wordlessly opens the door, revealing Charlie. Just Charlie. Mike instinctively leans in for a hug, but thinks better of it. Millie wears a difficult expression as he quickly pulls himself back upright.
Make yourself comfortable. Won't be a sec.
It feels like it's been hours since I last heard someone speak, to the point where I actually jump a little as he addresses her. She responds with a nod as she takes off her coat, prompting him to retreat back to the kitchen while she makes her way towards us.
Hey, you two. Been a while.
Aw.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I right myself and try my best to put on a natural-looking smile. I can't do much, but I can at least do my part to make sure the atmosphere starts off okay.
It's good to see you again, ma'am. I didn't know you worked at the aquarium.
She briefly gives me a confused look, before looking down and recognizing the source of my clairvoyance.
Been a tour guide for just over 20 years now, actually. I can tell you just about anything you need to know about the creatures of the deep, so long as I'm given a script to memorize a week or two beforehand.
Incredible.
Wow. You must really like fish.
Hey, I like fish too. Sauteed, grilled. You name it. She gives me a laugh, sincere though small.
That's always been more Caprice's thing. I actually thought about looking for another job, but it was enough for Caprice and I, and she always loved visiting.
The smile she briefly had while recounting her job sparked something in her, and her gloomy expression returns just as quickly as it had faded as she turns to Millie.
Hey, sorry. I tried to get her to join us. She said she would and join me when I left for work today.
No longer able to avoid the conversation, Millie finally looks up, meeting Charlie's eyes just in time for Charlie to avert hers.
When I clocked out and told her we were leaving, she said she didn't feel up to it after all and stayed behind.
She's still at the aquarium?
Yeah, probably. I told her to call me when she wanted a ride back home.
Millie doesn't respond verbally, her growing frown doing enough speaking for her. And so the conversation ends. The home returned to relative silence, broken up only by Mike shuffling about in the other room.
You should sit down.
Charlie initially meets her with shock before donning an awkward half smile.
Don't worry about me. I appreciate it, though.
Millie protests in her own silent way, inching herself close to me and patting the cushion next to her. Out of ways to reject the offer, Charlie finally accepts finding her place next to Millie. There's a kind of like a sweet concession to kind of be like, hey, I know I've been a bitch and pushing you away. This is as physically close as I can let you be to me, though. There's kind of a nice little unspoken concession to give someone. Thankfully, it's not long before Mike joins us, placing a couple small fruit bowls on the table in front of us.
Just something light for now. I was hoping we'd have the chance to go to a proper dinner after this.
Neither Millie nor Charlie acknowledged his suggestion for the evening. Doing his best to shake off the awkwardness of it, he takes a seat next to Charlie, grabbing an orange slice for himself in the process.
So, Mills, we're listening. Whenever you're ready.
That gets a reaction out of her, Millie's grip on my hand tightening as her name comes up. The silence drags on. Millie maintains my hand in hers, biting her bottom lip as she struggles to start. She looks towards me nervously. I give her a nod and shake her hand in mine.
Go ahead. I'm here.
deep breath. We exhale together. Millie focuses her eyes down the floor as she takes to her feet.
I'm scared.
That was enough to train all the eyes in the room on her. I match her squeeze with one of my own to remind her I'm there, which gives her just enough willpower to push on.
I've been thinking about and rehearsing everything I've wanted to say all day, and the more I do, the more it all sounds silly and irrational. I know I'm in the wrong for a lot of things. Maybe even all of them. I think that's how I'd see it if I were in your shoes anyway.
I don't think this is a right and wrong kind of situation. I guarantee I'm not gonna love you any less over what you have to say.
It doesn't matter if it's silly or irrational if that's how you really feel. That's all we've ever cared about.
No, the voice acting, like, that's one thing I've been loving about this game, is the voice acting is just great. It, like, captures everyone's, like, mood. Like, from, like, a lot of, like, Millie's hesitancies, or, like, Caprice's energy, or, like, Olive's, like, awkwardness. I don't know, I just feel like everyone who, like, did the voices for this game did a very good job. It takes a couple of minutes, but Millie's hold on me eventually loosens. She uses her now free hand to open her journal to one of several pages she had bookmarked this morning.
If you're ever feeling lost, always know that Dad will be there to lend you an ear. And if for whatever reason he isn't, I'm sure Charlie will be. If nothing else, please remember that you'll never be alone. Mom left all of this advice, all these instructions to me, and I've clung to every word. But there's so many questions left unanswered. I didn't know where to turn when you two weren't an option.
You can always come to...
No, I couldn't. Not this time.
The sternness of her reply could easily be mistaken for frustration, but thankfully it fades as she allows herself a breath to refocus her thoughts.
I wanted to be happy for you two. I am. But dropping the news on us out of the blue that you started dating, then letting Caprice break the news for you that you were making things official, there was never enough time to process anything.
I'm sorry, Millie. That was never supposed to be how you found out.
I know, I don't blame you, or her, not anymore. But it doesn't change the fact that it made approaching any of you about this feel impossible. How could I when the three of you were so happy?
I understand. We never wanted to exclude you, sweetheart. I'm sorry we made you feel so alone.
I'm glad you were able to find Olive at least. Even if you felt that way about us, your dad and I were happy to hear you found someone you could lean on.
Millie gives me a glance, a silent request to admit what she can't.
We only started dating recently.
Well, obviously.
Of course. You can never pull one over on your parents.
Like, after Christmas recently.
Huh.
Oh, never mind. With the groundwork now laid, Millie turns her attention back to the two, ready to pick up where I left off.
Up until the last few weeks, Olive was just my escape plan whenever you or Caprice tried to pull me into some family thing. I'm sorry for lying to you, but I just desperately needed the space.
You know, good on you for coming clean, though. You could have left that particular sleeping dog lie, but good on you for being honest.
I'm sorry, too. I didn't want to lie to any of you, but...
But you were doing right by her. It's okay. I get it.
Mike's interjection surprises Millie and I in equal measure. Her eyebrows raise as high as they can go. Charlie doesn't elaborate, but her sad smile says enough of an agreement with her fiancé. With that first bombshell navigated about as well as anyone could hope, Millie's confidence seems to come back to her as she returns to her book, postures straight and sight lightly.
Olive's been there for me as a friend and as a partner. Without them by my side, I don't know that I'd have the courage to do this. So, I'm just gonna come out and say it.
She lets go of my hand and holds her book, her hands caressing the cover as she continues.
This journal is the most important thing I own. Written by the most important person in my life. It's my voice, helping me find words when I can't find them on my own. But for as thorough as she was, she left some things incomplete. I'd like you two to help fill in the blanks, because I don't know how to do it alone.
Aww. She waits for a response and gets none. Nevertheless, she thumbs to another of her bookmarks, pushing up to skip to the section she had highlighted.
Page 53. I'm afraid of forgetting you. This was from me to her. She wrote down a response, talking about how she was afraid of the same thing, but that forgetting was okay. It was one of the only answers I could never really accept as it was. It's just heartbreaking beyond words. Imagining someone being okay with fading away into nothing.
Your mother will never be nothing to us. I hope I don't need to tell you that.
I know you mean that. I really do. It's just so hard to see what's happening and what it really means. There are parts of her that are gone forever. Grandma and Grandpa are gone, so there's no one around to remember her childhood. And there's the smaller things. What flowers she would grow in the garden in the back. Individual stories she'd read me. The weekends we'd all spend together. The finer details of her life are already fading away.
Millie starts to crack, sniffle interrupting her train of thought. I do the only thing I can do and place a hand on her back, giving her a gentle rub.
And now, the stuff that really mattered to her. The things that defined her life. Her wedding ring and how easily it was forgotten. You putting yours away, then replacing it with a new one? The photos of her, of us, slowly being taken down and replaced with newer, happier memories. I would never, ever want to get between you and your happiness, and I'm sorry for being so cold about it up until now. But it's just, sometimes it feels like every step closer to the marriage is one step away from her. And I'm worried that once the big day comes, it'll just be all of us washing our hands of what little is left of her. I was scared of forgetting her then, when she was still around and the memories were fresh. Now I'm terrified.
Tears start to fall, staining the immaculately maintained journal.
Oh, Mills.
Charlie brings her hand forward. She hesitates for a brief moment before committing, wrapping her arm around Millie's back and bracing her as best she can next to her on the couch.
There's so much I can't remember about her. All the stories I want to tell you or Caprice about our time in high school, or even just small moments we shared while raising the two of you that I just can't quite manage to recall. It breaks my heart to think about all the things that are just gone.
With my hand still on Millie's back, it's easy for me to notice a gentle shake Charlie gives her.
But it's okay. She didn't leave us much, but it was enough. Even if you didn't have your journal, or I didn't have my bracelet, or we didn't have our photos, it'd be fine.
For the first time today, Charlie doesn't hesitate to close the distance between herself and her daughter, scooting herself closer to tying her hug around her.
All we need to remember is the love we felt for her and her us. That's who Adelaide was. Anything else is just a happy extra. That's why it's okay to forget. It's impossible for us to lose the one thing that really matters. That's what I think she meant.
All of us sit while Millie processes Charlie's answer. Her tears eventually stop and the sniffles soon after.
There's one more page I want to look at.
Go ahead.
She flips to her last bookmark, only a few pages behind the current one.
Page 42. What to do if Dad gets a new mom.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
She left it blank.
Charlie can't help but retreat away, both are in Mike's eyes wide. Charlie turns to Mike, hopeful he'll have an answer, but his expression shifts to a difficult one as the room looks to him. A quick spark of realization about something, however, seems to hit him as his expression comes to life for a brief second. Whatever came to him quickly leads into frustration as he drags a hand down his face, his features being pulled downward in the process.
I've put you through so much. I had no idea.
Dad?
Mike brings himself to his feet. There he stands, eyes closed, the only movement from him being the tapping of his foot as he puts his thoughts in order.
I just need you to know, no matter how we felt, Charlie and I would never do something like this if we thought your mom might not approve of it. I know how that page must look and how hard it is to believe me, but I promise you that she just ran out of time. It's not...
I believe you.
What?
Mike swivels in place to face his daughter, eyes now wide open.
That's all I wanted to hear. I know you wouldn't lie about something like this.
Millie turns to me and gives me a gentle smile. She nudges my arm as she closes her journal, and I take the cue to raise a bit from her back. She reaches down, giving my hand one more soft squeeze before it's out of reach.
I needed time to grieve and go through the process of moving on. But above that, I needed to hear that from you, from both of you, that this wasn't us saying goodbye to her.
Both of us think about her every single day. I know you do too.
I know, I shouldn't... I know I never had any real reason to doubt you, but just... with everything moving so fast...
Like with Haley before, Millie collapses into her dad, hugging him with everything she has, just as quickly Charlie and I are standing. Charlie joining Mike in comforting their daughter.
To put that on you too, to even think... I'm so sorry.
We understand. Of course we understand.
Thank you for talking about this with us. I'm sorry we weren't able to listen until now.
As the three huddle around, holding on to each other, I breathe with a sigh of relief. The burden that had been on Millie's shoulders since before I met her is finally starting to lift, and I swear I can feel it almost as strongly. As they also regain their composure, Millie pulls away, finding her spot by me once again. Adjusting her braid and glasses, she looks first to her parents and then the door.
I wish Caprice could have been here for this.
Shara's expression shifts and turns, having an internal debate with herself at Millie's statement. One side wins out as her posture relaxes again, a smile finding its way to her face.
You should catch her up to speed. I'm sure both of you still have some things to say to each other.
Millie plays with her braid, her uncertainty transparent.
Are you sure that's the best idea? I don't want to ambush her.
I trust you too. Just be honest with her, but gentle, and you'll be fine.
Chara reaches into her back pocket, pulling out a couple slips of paper. She steps forward, presenting one to each of us. I flip it over curiously in my hand, the big, bold aquarium logo immediately grabbing my attention. Free entry pass. For use only by family of staff member Charlotte Amelia Shifton.
It'd be unfair to have you pay entry to do something like this. Save yourself a few dollars.
Oh yeah, she did say Caprice stay back at the aquarium. I see what you're hinting at. Millie looks over the pass as if it was worth its weight in gold. Eyes begin to well, but not quite to the point of tears.
Here then, Let me trade you.
With the pass in her left hand, Millie extends her right towards Charlie, the one holding her journal.
Millie, no.
I'm not giving it to you. I just want you to keep it safe until I can pick it up again when we meet for dinner tonight.
I'm trying so damn hard not to cry right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Emotional damage. Okay.
If you did want to read it, though, I think that'd make her happy. She had some things to say to both of you, too.
With Millie's explanation and the implications it provides, Charlie finally accepts the book, though not without hesitation.
Sure you don't want to just take it with you?
Millie shakes her head.
I've used Mom's words when I couldn't find my own, ever since she gave that journal to me. Caprice needs to hear from me, though, not her.
Charlie and Mike smile and wrap their arms around each other, looking like a couple for the first time since I've known them.
See you tonight, then. Love you. Drive safe.
Call us if you need anything. Don't keep us waiting too long.
Love you both, too. I'll meet you at the usual place as soon as I pick up Caprice.
Millie turns to me again, a brilliant shine in her eyes and a smile on her face. She reaches for my hand and I give it eagerly.
Sorry to keep dragging you into these things, Olive. You really make it all feel manageable.
Never a problem. Let me know if I can do anything else too.
Of course.
With a jingle, she produces her car keys, and outside, Junebug honks twice as Millie unlocks the doors. One more try. Side by side, we push through the cold wind and winter air towards the car. Drink aqua. I can't remember the last time I've been to the aquarium. In every tank is a sea of colors. Delicate underwater blooms unfold in every direction. A swarm of fish pass by, their scales shimmer in the light, casting rainbow hues across the water. Plants sway to and fro like grass in the wind, and I watch it all with equal parts awe and interest. Caprice grew up here. The simple truth of that, paired with her coming here when it all became too much, reminds me of when I was young, holding my breath underwater in the pool for as long as I could. Millie points to a large stingray floating by, surrounded by smaller fish that I don't know the names of.
Stingrays used to be my favorite. I loved how they had a little smiling face on their underside.
They do look derpy.
Used to be. Are they not anymore?
Olive, please. I'm a grown woman. My favorite is obviously the tiger shark now.
Ah, I should have guessed.
She nudges against me. I stand there for a moment longer, waiting for the next rush of life to pass by before moving on. From what I remember, the aquarium is pretty small. 2 floors and about half, or maybe a third of the size of the zoo altogether. While it lacks in size, it makes up for in variety. Each tank hosts a spectacle of creatures and plants, decorated with rocks and other features, all living together in closed, harmonious ecosystems. All this to say, we're not in a rush. Wherever Caprice may be, we'll cross paths soon enough. The dull sound of waves crashing against the coral reef display, the hushed whispers of the stream of people nearby, and Millie by my side makes our journey here feel more purposed. Anxiety melts away, replaced by resolve. Target spotted.
There she is.
Before long, Millie points down a curved hall. A small shape silhouetted against a large tank, recognizable at an instant thanks to her signature head and short stature. In the tank, bright blue water and hot pink rocks on the floor frame the dabbles of swimming color within. The fish move in slow swathes like paint on glass.
Caprice?
She turns towards us, slightly in surprise. Oh, don't be like that. Then, with nothing more than adjusting of her hat, walks away in the opposite direction.
Oh,
Millie falters. That was not what I expected either. The Caprice I've met so far has been reactive, bright, the type to try every tool at her disposal before even considering walking away. But now she looked at us just long enough to register our faces and left. I glanced over at Millie, who's closed her eyes to shout any tears that may dare fall. That may dare fall. Ignore it, ignore it, ignore it.
Are you okay?
after so long of trying to fix everything on her own, I should have expected it. I should leave.
No, we can't.
Why?
She looks at me with a grim expression, but her voice doesn't have even an ounce of animosity.
Can I try talking to her first?
I don't know, Olive.
I just want to reach out.
Moving out from her apartment, not attending any art meetings, not even responding to any messages. I feel like my stomach turns. This isn't the same as what Millie was doing when she needed space. Something tells me this is worse. I don't know her that well, but maybe that'll be exactly why she'll give me a chance.
If you're sure.
I squeeze her hand, then let go, off in the direction Caprice disappeared to.
Hey.
Don't.
She doesn't turn around, just stares at the exhibit before her, a semi-outdoor scene dotted with fresh fallen snow and a miniature waterfall.
It's just me. Don't worry.
Almost like she doesn't believe me, Caprice glances back, looking at and around me for any sign of Millie. I offer a small smile. She doesn't walk away this time. She turns back to the glass. I walk closer to her and try to see what she sees. Before that, though, I notice something different. Blue highlights in her hair reflect the seaside vistas around her, making her appear part of the aquarium itself.
I like the hair.
Figured it was time for a change. It's about all I have control over anymore.
And the exhibit before us is pure tranquility. No signs of any fish or animals.
Looks like the otters are staying in today.
That's a shame.
I love otters.
Yeah, it is. So what do you want?
She pulls her hat down a bit more to obscure her expression. She doesn't continue, but she isn't being entirely cold either. It's in my court then.
I want to be your friend.
Huh?
Obviously not a reply she expected. Caprice lifts her head and studies my face intensely.
For whatever it's worth, all this time I've known both you and Millie. I wish we were better friends. I'm sorry we haven't been.
Why are you, of all people, apologizing? I was the one who... Just... never mind. It only feels worse to hear you say that. We're only acquaintances, and that's only because you're dating because you're dating Millie.
During Christmas, I was acting as Millie's partner, but we weren't actually together then. I lied to you.
Then, meaning you're together now. Doesn't really matter if it was before the holidays or not if the end is the same, does it?
I mean, you're being oddly chill about that, I guess.
No offense, Olive, but I don't want to be friends just because of that. If you think you'll help her by being our mediator, it won't. It didn't work for Haley, and we've known her for a whole lot longer than you.
I love Millie. I want her to be happy. But I'm not talking to you because I'm trying to fix her problems. I want to talk to you as a friend. Millie loves you. Even when you're fighting. No one wants you out of their lives. Her least of all.
I don't know how to articulate it. It's a feeling more than anything concrete, a jump of logic born out of the little I know about Caprice and how Christmas went. Hiding the aquarium and making herself as sparse as possible to friends and family alike. I can only assume she's trying to make less problems for everyone, misguided as it is.
She just wants to talk to you. If you don't want to, that's okay. I just wanted you to know she's here.
Okay, I'll go talk to her. Thank you, Ollie.
I pause slightly at that, using a nickname I've only heard from my mom. Caprice stretches a bit and adjusts her hat, turning to leave.
Do you want to go alone?
Nah. It'd be nice to have a friend there. For both of us.
I turn to follow, but not before noticing the informational sheet for the exhibit, the one Caprice was standing in front of. Ollie the Otter. Incredible. Millie sits on a bench nearby where I left her. As we round the corner, she notices out of the corner of her eye and stands, looking even more nervous than before.
Hey, Millie.
Hi, Olive? Caprice?
Olive said you wanted to talk to me.
I do.
Millie takes a long breath, squaring her shoulders back. I take the opportunity to stand somewhere close, but not in the middle, giving them space.
Are you okay?
Okay. No, Mills, I'm not. I've been trying so hard to understand you, and now you want to swoop in and be the good guy?
I'm not trying to...
I did my best. I just wanted to show you that the marriage was going to be a good thing, to show you how happy we could be as a family. Do you know how much it hurts to have your best friend just shut you out of her life?
I'm starting to.
I can't understand what I'm doing wrong if you won't tell me. That's all I wanted. I'm sorry that I'm too much and too excited and too me, but I just wanted you to be happy.
Oh, Caprice, please don't say that. I'm sorry. I don't want you to think that all of this is your fault. I need you to understand that what you were offering me was exactly what I didn't want.
What did you want then?
I needed to be sad, Caprice. I needed to be able to grieve and know that it was okay. Every single time I've brought my mom up, it's like everyone changes the subject just to cheer me up.
I had to, Millie. I had to try to make this work for all of us. I couldn't... Our parents are so happy together. They've sacrificed so much for raising us and always putting us first. Shouldn't they be allowed to be married with us by their side as a family?
We were already a family.
That can't be the only reason.
I didn't want the marriage because I was afraid of replacing the few memories I have left of my mom with yours. I'll never be able to walk into the kitchen and see my mom at the table drinking tea ever again. I'll never be able to come home and have her waiting there for me with a hug. When I realized I couldn't remember details about her anymore, I was scared. With the painting, it made me afraid that everyone else is forgetting her too. It breaks my heart that I love you and Charlie so much. I'm so excited to have you in my life. I want to move forward. It hurts to do that, but I need to feel that pain. I need to accept it. You wanted to protect me from it, I know. It just made it harder for me, made it all too loud and too much at once. I'm so sorry I didn't have the words for this earlier. You've always been my sister, Caprice. I didn't need you to prove it.
Oh. Caprice clutches her shirt tighter, folding over slightly with each and every word. She opens her mouth to speak several times. Tears spill over. Aw. Carefully, Millie reaches out. Her arms barely touch Caprice's, and then Caprice launches at her sister, throwing herself into her arms and hugging as tight as she can.
I'm sorry too.
Millie holds her, and everything she was holding back escapes too, crying into her shoulder. Backlit by the ocean, the two stand there, any other words they could have said melting away. I pick up Caprice's head from the ground and look out into the water. Time passes. After a few more moments, I hear shuffling as Caprice and Millie separate, sniffling loudly. Caprice starts looking around the ground, muttering under her breath about her hat. Meekly, I offer it to her, and she takes from my hands with a polite smile. With Billy in the middle and Caprice and I on either side, the three of us slowly make our way to the entrance of the aquarium again. Occasionally, one of us stops to comment on a fish or exhibit, or a small attempt at finding a footing of normalcy again. The exit in sight makes all three of us come to a stop, standing together.
So, Dad and Charlie wanted to go out to dinner tonight. All together, if you're up for it.
What? Really? I mean, of course I am. Yes, absolutely.
There's that energy. Millie looks over at me, a smile on her face.
You're invited too, of course.
I'll sit this one out, actually. I'm going to see if my mom wants to get dinner together. Let me know how it goes, though.
If you're sure. I think it'll go a lot better than last time, which I'm sorry for again.
I'm sorry again too.
I know, it's just that I kind of started it, so...
But
Maybe you two should take a break in apologies for today.
A good point.
Anyway, it wasn't all bad. I got a pretty cool friend out of it all, you know?
We shuffle out of the aquarium and into the cold. Or it would be cold. The sun is shining outside, leaving the afternoon surprisingly warm. Caprice bounds ahead towards Millie's car.
I call shotgun. I haven't had a ride in the old Junie in months.
Old is right. I hope she isn't too excited when she hears how clunky the gear shift is.
I don't think anyone but you would notice that kind of thing.
Do you want to ride?
I'm not sure. I think it'd be good if you two could have some quality time.
We have all the time in the world for that. Oh, and Olive?
Millie takes my hand in hers. She laces her fingers together carefully and one by one. Taking a step closer, she rests her head against mine.
You'll come to the wedding, right? As my +1?
I have to withhold a laugh. Pulling Millie's hand into both of mine, I nod.
I'll be there.
I kiss her, reaching up slightly on my tiptoes to reach her.
I love you. We'll see each other later, right?
Of course.
Hand in hand, we head towards the car, where Caprice waves at us from the passenger seat. It'd be wrong to say everything is fine now, that the two won't have more work ahead of themselves, more work to understand one another better. Amelia's right, though. They have all the time in the world. There are many more days ahead of happiness and love to be shared. Many nights of tears and struggles. As friends, as sisters, as family, I know they'll make it through. All of us will face tomorrow in our own ways, at our own pace. Oh. Aftermath. The setting sun casts long shadows as I head out of the sciences building, starting the long walk to the bike rack. The morning's frightfully cold chill has given way to a mild, cool afternoon. All the better for the ride home. The last few days have been chaotic in a way I thought I'd left behind once I'd finished my exams. Everything is out of my control, but oddly enough, it feels like that's for the best. A group of students chat happily around me. It feels like a weight has been lifted off everyone's shoulders with the end of college now in sight for those of us in our final semester. I wish I could say I feel sure what's happening and going to happen next, but I can't. Yeah, I'm a little more comfortable with that than I used to be. Where stepping out of education into the real world once felt like an event horizon I couldn't see past, now I realize there's plenty of others going through just the same thing. Hey girl. As I pass the parking lot, I spot the now familiar sight of Millie leaning against her car, checking her phone for one reason or another. I'd been giving Millie some space and she moved back in with Caprice and Haley, but it's good to see her again. I approach with a wave as she puts her phone away, and she's quick to return the gesture.
Fancy seeing you here. Waiting for the others?
Caprice has got her club today, so just Haley.
It's only been a couple days, earning a sort of amusement from her. I'm just glad to see her smiling, no matter how small it may be.
Enjoying the quiet back at home again?
It's been fine, but I have to admit I miss my old roommate a bit.
You have the option to make the funniest joke ever regarding Mr. Mo.
I'm sure she'd be happy to visit. All you'd have to do is ask.
I was talking about Mo.
Olive, we gotta stop meeting like this, homie. She gives me a comically over-exaggerated pout, but it quickly melts away as she leans in for a quick kiss. When she pulls away, she removes her glasses and produces a clean cloth from her coat pocket.
How's life back at the apartment anyway? Been going okay?
I wish I could say it was like I never left, but after so long, you definitely feel like a stranger in your own home sometimes.
She finishes wiping down her glasses, placing them back on. While still in hand, she gestures for my glasses next.
Yours got fogged up too, don't even pretend otherwise.
Oh, wait, that's such a good detail. I only just now caught that. It's like, gets like more blurry when Olive takes off her glasses. Has it always been doing that? Did I just not notice until now? That's a really good detail, actually. Unable to think of a counter-argument in the 3 or so seconds she allows me, I hand them over without a word of protest.
We're going to be okay. Finally having everyone on the same page has done a lot, but we still have some lingering awkwardness to get through.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't, like, fix something like that overnight. But that's okay. As long as, like, everyone's kind of, like, aware of where each other stands and they're willing to work together, I think that's kind of, like, the more important thing. She finishes her cleaning, gently placing my glasses back on for me. The first thing I see with my newfound clarity is her soft smile.
That's good to hear. I've been worried. I know it was your idea to dissolve it, but the club was a pretty recent wound, so...
I'm still in shock about what happened, really.
You and me both. I knew Darren cared, but I didn't expect him to take things to that extreme.
What did Darren do? Millie fills with her braid. Oh, wait. Unless you're just talking about the ownership. If you're just talking about the ownership, I mean, good on him. For a second, I was like a little worried maybe something else might have happened in the interim, though. Millie fills with her braid. A gesture I've learned is something she does without thinking when she's stressed. She does have a few tells, as cunning as she is.
Worried?
About what?
You know, what he's taken on isn't an easy job. Especially with the state of the riding club right now.
Maybe that's for the best. He's practically starting fresh, so it won't have the baggage it's had for years. He can make the club into what he thinks is best. After all, a club is nothing more than a group of people who share a common interest and like being around each other.
She shoots me a sly grin. All that making us promise to not talk, and then Caprice turns around and does it herself.
Hey, sorry if this is weird or forward to say,
But
I'm really happy to see things working out for you again. You deserve it.
The honest words hit home for her, pursing her lips tightly to steady herself as she silently nods.
I think she would have liked you.
Huh? Who?
Aw.
Mom.
Yeah? What makes you think that?
A hunch.
She smiles a wide smile, and what a smile it is. It makes all my worries about the future disappear. I'm not sure exactly what lies ahead of me, but I know now that I'll have her beside me for whatever might come.
Do you want to ride home today?
I'd love to, but I've got a couple small errands to run. I wouldn't want you to ferry me around.
We should make some plans to get together for the weekend then. I haven't exactly been the most romantic the last few days.
You've been fine. Better than fine.
Just in love. I'm really quite awful, you know.
Oh yeah, the worst.
Truly a villain. She giggles and pulls me in for a parting kiss.
Well, every good story does need an antagonist after all.
Oh, look at the lovebirds. They can't keep their hands off each other.
Don't do that, you little goblin. Caprice passes out of the entrance, making a kissy face and obnoxious wet noises to accompany it. Haley is following not far behind, smartly keeping her distance. Millie flowers into a scarlet blush.
What do you want, Caprice?
2 things. 1, to brag about how I am, once again, the ultimate matchmaker.
What? You had absolutely nothing to do with...
And 2, to ask you two where you think you're going.
Home was the plan, as soon as Haley showed up.
Haley doesn't react to her name in the slightest, to absolutely no one's surprise. Millie looks to me for confirmation.
A quick grocery run and then home for me too.
And how exactly do you expect the art club to function without its co-lead and her partner in crime?
Oh no, we're being drafted. Millie looks just as puzzled as me. Clearly getting no answers there, I turn to Haley instead, who shrugs.
Turns out I'm part of the art club, as of 10 minutes ago.
I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not much of an artist, I'm afraid.
It's a broad spectrum. Creative writing falls under the umbrella easy peasy.
Well,
Culinary arts.
Damn, she's got you there, homie. She had that locked and loaded, huh?
She pulled the same thing on me if it makes you feel better.
I figured it was something like that, yeah.
It's sweet of you, Caprice. Really, but you don't have to...
Millie, if you're gonna let me into your family, then at least let me share mine with you too. Please?
That's a sweet way to put it. The three of us look to Millie for her answer. She knows I'll follow her no matter what her decision may be.
Meet you there.
Caprice looks like she's about to explode in excitement as her smile triples in size.
Okay, yes. Take your time. Come on, Haley. We gotta let the others know.
The illusion of free choice. In the end, we still joined the art club.
Hold on,
Before Haley can finish, Caprice runs off in a mad sprint. With a heavy sigh, Haley turns to Millie, and an out-of-character smile replacing her typical resting neutral face.
There's really no stopping her when she gets an idea in her head.
It's one of my favorite things about her.
Yeah, same.
Haley, you're taking forever!
Caprice shouts out across the campus, jogging in place like she's trained for a triathlon.
Better get going. See you in a few.
Yeah, see you soon.
There they go. And with that, she turns to follow her friend at the same slow pace she originally met us with.
I'm not running, Caprice.
We stand there for a while until both are out of sight, whether due to hesitation or simply trying to process the conversations that just happened is something only Millie really knows.
So, ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Graduation might be just around the corner, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, it looks like another chapter in our lives is just starting.
The weather's warming finally. Do you want to walk with
Oh, this is
me?
cute. I'm gonna mute myself so I don't yap over this.
It feels like it's been a while since I've seen us really smile. I'm glad to have you here again. My greatest love, my bestest friend. The path we walked some time ago, tracing footsteps left in the snow. Someday soon we'll melt away, but with you here we'll find our way. It'll take some time color. Creases, tears, and rips and stains are signs of love and memories made. I may slow down, you'll march ahead, or need a sec to catch your breath. But I'm not worried, we'll both be on time. Meeting up ahead at the end of the line.
Oh, I thought the credits meant we were done, but we're not. Oh my. A myriad of colors surrounded by the flowers and trees mixed with the smell of freshly cut grass. It painted a picture of a perfect spring day. A world apart from the dreary winter that only recently made its long overdue exit. Also, before I continue, that was a very cute little credit sequence. I gotta love like just little like flashes of what's like going on with everyone else now that like the main part of the story has kind of concluded. Also, I definitely saw a shot in there of like Heather trying to like show off to Darren, which makes me feel that Heather like might have had like a thing for Darren potentially, which is very funny because I don't know, like I wonder if like maybe if I talked to Heather more or something, if maybe like I would have picked up on that. Either way, that was very cute, but I guess we're not quite done with Millie's route yet.
Where could they be?
Olive shoved their... Oh, we're in third person now. Olive shoved their phone back into their pocket for the third time in the past half hour. Ford agreed to meet early, but as the seconds continued to tick by, Olive was losing more and more confidence in that happening. Elsewhere, the sisters were still getting ready.
Going to be late.
Haley shouted down the hall, with only the muffled sounds of her roommates finishing their preparations answering her. In the dressing room, Caprice's foot tapped in hurried anticipation.
Is it almost done?
Millie continued to fiddle with her hair.
You're not exactly giving me a lot to work with here.
Millie sighed, letting another failed attempt fall from her hands. Caprice's last-minute request was a surprise, but one Millie was more than happy to honor. A simple braid in her hair, a small reminder of Adelaide to bring along to the wedding. A style Millie probably wore for just over a year, and one she decided to wear today again as well. Caprice's hair, however, was not as eager to cooperate with the request, its length proving an impossible hurdle to overcome. Millie was all too aware of the time continuing to pass him by, and with a frustrated sigh amid defeat. The original plan was going to happen, but she was determined to do something, if only to justify all the time spent on it this morning. One more try, this time much smaller in size, tied across her head rather than hanging loose. It wasn't what she wanted, but it was better than nothing.
What do you think?
Aw, look at that happy face. Millie raised a small mirror in front of Caprice, half hoping she simply wouldn't answer.
It's perfect!
Caprice jumped to her feet and hugged her sister tightly, leaving Millie no time to process her response.
Really?
What do you mean, really? It's a nice small reminder, but it still feels like me.
Millie returned Caprice's hug, holding her closer all but a moment before setting her loose.
I'm ready to go if you are.
Millie returned her eyes to the mirror still in her hand. The large braid she had become so accustomed to tying every day taking up most of the view. Time was of the essence. They were already running late, and yet...
I need a few more minutes, if that's okay. Let Haley know I won't be long.
A few minutes passed. and a few more. Olive has shifted from a mild annoyance to a deep concern. Why would they be taking this long? Did something happen? Did Millie lose her nerves? Surely if something bad had happened, Haley would have let them know by now.
Found you!
Surprise! A small pat in the back was enough for Olive to be jolted back to reality and their heart to jump into their throat. Olive didn't need to turn around to place a voice, but after waiting for so long, they wanted the confirmation. Sure enough, Caprice was there to greet them, with Haley besides.
Yo.
Sup?
Where were you? I was really starting to get worried.
Don't look at me. I've been waiting for a while.
Haley replied with a shrug. Olive turned to Caprice for an explanation, who responded with a sheepish grin.
Oh, you know how things go sometimes. The point is, we're all here now, right on time.
The time Caprice boasted about was debatable, Olive thought. Actually, that wasn't the only thing.
If everyone's here, where's Millie?
Talk of the wedding had been more frequent from her these past few weeks. Olive hoped that meant she would show today, but they had also been preparing for the worst. Caprice's unwavering smile was early evidence that they had nothing to worry about. As if on cue, Millie emerged from the modest crowd, greeting Olive with a small hug.
Sorry, was just putting some things away and locking the car up.
Her tone was flustered, and Olive knew her well enough to expect her to play with her braid as she tried to right herself afterward. If it was still there, that is. While a braid remained in her hair, it was now just a single strand. The rest of her hair now freed to instead be tied in the back with a simple hair clip.
You look great.
As a face found its way back to Olive... Oh. Wow, I skipped ahead. As a smile found its way back to Olive's face, Millie averted her eyes as a blush started to form on hers.
You think so? I struggled a lot with the hair. I was thinking of wearing it like this from now on, actually.
It suits you perfectly. Don't change a thing.
Millie had her doubts. It may have suited her in this moment, but as she'd come to realize, change was an inevitable thing. After so long wearing the same style and feeling the same things that would suit her best once this moment had passed, and Millie had to focus on herself again? Something more comfortable, maybe. As the four finished their greetings and shuffled to find their seats, Millie played with her braid for the only time that day. Adelaide's presence in her life may be smaller than before, but it was still there, and that was enough. After endless cold and cloudy days, the start of a new chapter is penned underneath the pristine blue sky. Two women started the day as friends and ended as sisters. Separate yet undeniably together, their stories were written on opposite sides of the same piece of paper. I've unlocked extras? Spring UI theme. Scene select CG gallery. Hold on a minute. What do you mean you think I'll consider joining the art club next? Did you not read the same ending to that I just had where Caprice drafted us at the end? We already joined the art club. I know what you mean. I know the game you're playing. And I absolutely will. But that, I think, complete one path. Oh yeah, there's stuff up here now. It's got a jukebox, a gallery. Oh yeah, it's got like sets for both. I see now. Oh, and I can like revisit some of the scenes that happened too. That's pretty good actually. I like that. It even kind of like shows what happens when you... I curious about what the question mark is, though. But yeah, let's take a look at the gallery really quick. Because yeah, this is when Olive is crashing out at the beginning of the game. This is when we first met Caprice. Yeah, when she was like, hey, listen. Oh yeah, and this was like her introduction to Millie when she was kind of managing the art club. Let's see, toggle the UI. Oh, I see. It's just a little sweat. I'm actually gonna preemptively, just, save that really quick. Just for, future purposes. Oh, but yeah. Oh, yeah, the first time we went to the bar. Remember that? The first, when they, like, tried to do the botched, like, club hangout. And it was, like, kind of awkward, but everyone still, like, had kind of a good time, maybe. Oh, I don't think I saw this one, though. Oh, I wonder if this is, like, one of the options I didn't take, where, like, something goes on with Heather. Because I definitely don't remember seeing this before. Interesting. Ooh, this I remember, though. This was when... Of course, it would jump to that one. Yeah, this is when, like, the first time Millie drove Olive home and held them hostage. Dear Lord. That was terrifying. Oh, yeah, this is, like, after the bar where Olive kind of realized how they felt. That was a cute scene. Oh, and this is the ill-fated painting. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, this is like her crash out afterwards. No. Oh yeah, the date. The date with her in that dress. I wish I could scroll a little bit more just to like get a full look at the fit. That's fine though. Oh yeah, the kiss. The kiss, Merry post-Christmas, because they didn't take that tree down. I'm only a little mad about it. Oh yeah, from the book. And then, yep, this is with Haley. Oh yeah, the little family meeting too. Which means the last one is, yep. Man, what a sweet story. Man, it makes me like both excited and nervous to start on like Caprice's route too, because man, like actually I guess like it kind of also goes to show that like first impressions aren't always everything too, because like I said, I do appreciate that even though we didn't, because Olive said themselves, right, is they didn't really interact with Caprice as much as they could have. Theme. Okay, it's told me I had a spring theme, didn't it? Hold on. Gallery unlocked spring UI themed unlocked, but it doesn't. Oh, okay, that's how we do it. Oh, and we're missing summer. Okay. So summer probably unlocks from Caprice's then. But yeah, no, it was like kind of interesting to just kind of get so much of a read on Caprice's character without ever interacting with her directly. Because all said so themselves that like Caprice kind of... that Caprice kind of just did their own... I'm rambling. My head's starting to shut down for the night. But yeah, all said themselves that like Caprice, they didn't really take much of a chance to get to know Caprice or all of this, and yeah, It's like Olive joined the writing club and was just very... Caprice just was very absent from the story for the most part up until the very end. But it's like I still feel like I genuinely got to know Caprice's character and as a person, and I don't know, I just think that's so well done. But now comes the difficult decision. Do we jump right into Caprice's story? Or do we just kinda wait a bit? Because I have a little, okay, I like Millie. Definitely does some things that kind of irritated me and I disagreed with, though. Because I do kind of get her, need to be like, hey, I need some time to, kind of process things on my own. But by her own admission, she definitely didn't go about that all the right way. And, yeah, I kind of agree. I think, I kind of think back to the pre-Christmas conversation Haley had with Olive, where Haley was kind of like, hey, maybe it's not good for Millie to run away from everything. And I do think Haley is kind of right with that. Millie definitely has her rights to kind of process everything, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's definitely a tricky situation that you can't run away from, and even Millie kind of realized later on that she kind of stepped away from things for way too long. And I'm still mad that Millie didn't at least tell Haley, where she was. It would have been very easy to be like, hey, I'm staying with Olive. Simple, 1 minute phone call, just kind of explain where she was. Maybe even a text message. Didn't say a thing to Haley. That's kind of, I'm a little, that irks me a bit. But overall, very cute, very sweet. I had to hold back tears during that whole sequence in at Mike's house with her reading the journal and talking about her mom with Mike and Charlie. That was, that almost destroyed me. I don't usually get emotional over games, but that kind of got to me a bit. But I am excited to see Caprice's route as well, especially since Rin Fandel of Lesbian fame was kind of telling me that she actually likes Caprice's route much more. So I'm kind of curious now about how Caprice's route plays out, especially since there are some things I'm wondering if they play out the same or differently, because obviously if we go Caprice's route, we're kind of seeing the other side of the fence, so to speak, but some events are probably still going to line up, right? The Christmas thing is probably still going to happen. The Fallout's probably still going to happen. But it's more just to kind of see how that's different, but also see how Olive's actions might impact things from the other side of the fence, so to speak, right? Because obviously if we're doing the Caprice route, she won't be, or they won't be as close as they are with Millie, so Millie won't be staying with Olive most likely. So, and it's not and Caprice clearly is still very, very close with her mother too. So I don't know if Caprice would need that place to stay, so to speak. I don't know. I'm genuinely interested, but I'll think about it. Either way, we're still doing Women's Wednesday again next week. That much doesn't change. But otherwise, for now, I think that's as good a place to call it. We finished Millie's route. We can look forward to Caprice's at some point. Don't know when. Maybe next week. Maybe not. I'm gonna think about it, because I don't know if I want to jump directly into Caprice's route after finishing Millie's. Maybe kind of give it some time to cool a little bit, organize my thoughts. Maybe revisit it a little bit later. We'll see. don't know. I'm enjoying this a lot though. Like, man, I really didn't. I'm also like, I'm curious about Darren. Like, I'm wondering if I hadn't made like those efforts to like befriend him, if he wouldn't have, if he wouldn't have tried to take over the writing club or not. Man, there's a lot of this game I need to like go back and look over. But that will definitely be for another night, because at this point I'm just rambling and yapping like a lunatic, and, well, I have things I need to do in the morning, unfortunately. So I should probably end it here. I don't think I'm gonna raid tonight. Mostly because the only people I could think of raiding right now are playing like Doom and like Devil May Cry, things that are just like horrible, conflicting, just like a horrible whiplash to transition from this lovely game into. So I think I'll just end for the night. Take it easy. I definitely will be back tomorrow though. I want to get back to Upwards Rain. We'll see when I start. That'll be kind of up in the air, but for now, that's it for me. If you stop by to say hi, if you lurked, or just whatever, we're just passing through, know that I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you when I see you. Okay. Goodbye. Oh God, where I put OBS? Oh God, I forgot where I put it.